Okay, I think we'll go ahead and get started. Good morning. My name is Jennifer Patino. I am the Director of Professional Continuing Education Programs and Extended Education. I also am coordinating Summer Session 2024, which is what this info session is all about. Just wanted to do a little housekeeping. First things first is I know a lot of you have questions regarding summer, and if you look right down below, you'll see that there is a Q&A section. Please input your questions there, and after all the presentations, we will make sure that we start answering those questions, but we will wait till the very end. So please, if you have questions, input them in the Q&A section. Again, I'm Jennifer Patino, and let's get started with Summer Session 2024 information. So as some of you may know, our summer session is going through extended education. Our web address is summer.csub.edu. And if you have questions specific about summer, you can email summer@csub.edu. Most important dates to remember, of course, is our registration dates. April 8th, registration opens for continuing students, and registration will be available beginning at 8 a.m. For new students, registration begins on April 22nd. Some dates to remember as you're enrolled in summer session. Session 1 is May 28th through August 5th, and that is a 10-week session. June 15th is a census date, which means it's a last day to drop your course without a W showing on your transcript. Session 2 is May 28th through June 27th, which is the first 5-week session. June 8th is the census date for that session, and that again is the last day to drop without a W showing. If you need to drop a class, for 100% refund of fees, you must drop before May 28th for session 1 and session 2. If you drop beginning on May 28th or after, it will be a prorated refund. You can contact Student Financial Services for more information on that. Also, all session 1 and session 2 summer classes cancellations will be made on May 23rd. We have a third session, which is July 8th through August 7th, which is the last 5-week session. July 20th is the census date for that, which is the last day to drop without a W showing on your transcript. For 100% refund of fees, you must drop before July 8th. If you drop on July 8th or after July 8th, your refund will be prorated. Again, please contact SFS, Student Financial Services, for more information. Cancellations for the final session, session 3, will be made on July 1st. Next. Here's a little bit more information about summer session course information. All courses that are currently being offered are viewable in class search. The modality for summer session is asynchronous, synchronous, hybrid, and face-to-face. All students should make sure that they are meeting with their academic advisors to discuss your enrollment plan. They'll be able to give you information about what gen ed courses are being offered and what classes you need to continue your progress through to graduation. Current CSUB students will register via MyCSUB just like every other term. Non-CSUB students will register through extended education. There is an enrollment unit limit and cap based on your current GPA. For students who have GPAs over 3.3, you will be allowed to enroll in 12 units for the total of summer, whether that's in one session or broken up through the 3 sessions. For students with CSUB GPA 2.5 to 3.3, you will need approval from both your major department chair and the dean of that school in order to enroll in more than 12 units for the total of summer. Students with CSUB GPAs 2.5 and below will not be allowed to enroll in more than 12 units. Again, our summer website is summer@csub.edu. I'm sorry, summer.csub.edu. Our summer email is summer@csub.edu. There's a lot of csub.edus in there. Moving on. Our next speaker is going to be Kimber from Office of Financial Aid and Scholarships. Kimber?
Hi, good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm going to talk to you about financial aid and summer aid eligibility. I saw a question in the Q&A, so hopefully we'll answer your question here. So to be considered for summer financial aid, there's some things that must be completed or in place. So you must have a valid FAFSA or California DREAM Act application in place for the year. And for this summer, it would be the 23-24 FAFSA or CATA application. You must have submitted all of your required financial aid documents. So if you have anything on your to-do list that we've asked for, make sure you get that in as soon as possible. So for summer, you must be enrolled at least half-time. So for undergraduates and credential students, that's 6 units or more. And for master's and doctorate students, that's 3 units. So in some cases, you might be eligible to get state university grant, even if you're in less than the half-time enrollment mark. It just depends on your eligibility as long as the availability of the SUG funds. But Pell and grants, you just need to be at least half-time. So your enrollment for financial aid eligibility is a combination of all your units for summer sessions. So if you take one session or one class in session 1 and 2 classes in session 3, we will add all of those units together to determine your eligibility. If you're taking any classes through extended education and not through main campus, those courses must be designated as financial aid eligible. Also keep in mind that unfortunately those classes are not eligible for the state university grant. It's just those through main campus. Next slide, please. So summer awarding, how do you get awarded for summer and what will that look like? So once you enroll for summer session, we will start automatically awarding your eligible aid. The aid we offer you will be based on full-time enrollment. So even if you're only enrolled half-time and we offer you aid, just keep in mind that what you see is based on full-time enrollment. Just in case you add more classes. When we go to actually disperse your aid the week before the semester starts, you'll see it prorated to your actual enrollment. So if you are a Pell Grant eligible student, you could qualify for Pell Grant for summer, even if you've received full amounts for fall and spring. You must be enrolled full-time to get the full amount, and again, at least half-time to get a partial amount. And you must have some remaining Pell eligibility. For Pell, you get a lifetime allotment of 6 years. So if you're an undergraduate and you haven't used that full lifetime eligibility of 6 years, we will offer you the Pell Grant you're eligible for summer. For loans, you need to be at least half-time. So that doesn't prorate. Whatever we've offered you for summer, that will stay the same as long as you're in at least 6 units. The amount we can offer you is determined by a couple of things. It's determined by the dollar amount of loans you might have used already for the year and your grade level and whether you're considered an independent or dependent student for FAFSA or DREAM Act purposes. And then state university grant funds, we will be awarding those to eligible students as long as we have funds available. And again, those cannot be used for extended education courses. So the state university grant is what we call a limited fund. There's only so much money available in that bucket of money. So the sooner you enroll, the more likely you are to be awarded state university grant if you are eligible. Next slide. So some other options. If you're a Cal Grant recipient, you can request to use your Cal Grant for summer. Same rules apply. You need to be at least half-time, but you will need to reach out to us directly, and we'll have our contact information up here at the end. So you must be, again, enrolled full-time to get the full amount, at least half-time to use any eligibility. You must have remaining Cal Grant eligibility. For transfer students, you usually get 2 years. For people who started here as freshmen, that's usually 4. But if you're not sure or have any questions, please just check with us. Parent Plus loan, dependent students can request a Parent Plus loan on behalf of their parents by turning in the Plus loan addendum form to us. Long name for an easy form. It's just to tell us that you're interested. We will offer it onto your account, and then you can accept it, and we will go through the process from there. This is a credit-based loan for your parents that they are responsible for paying. Grad Plus loan, this is available to graduate students. Again, you can contact us to have this offered to you. This is a credit-based loan for graduate students only. Alternative loans, these are kind of a last option, but they are available. You can apply through these loans through your bank or lender of choice. And if you're interested, we do have a list of preferred vendors on our website that we can link you to. But you must submit an alternative loan questionnaire to us once you have applied and been approved and accepted for an alternative loan. And again, these are credit-based, and in most cases, the interest rate will be higher than the federal loans that are available. So enrollment changes, and how does that affect your aid? So just as an example, let's say you enrolled in 6 units, we prorated, disperse your aid the week before classes start. Then right before, the week after classes, you decide that you're gonna drop down to 3 units. We will have to take those funds back. So now you're gonna owe the full tuition, because if you're in less than 6 units, in most cases, you're not eligible. So please keep that in mind. If you're trying to determine what's best for you for summer moves pretty quick. So we want to make sure you're set up for success. But if you have questions and you want to know exactly in your scenario, just email us or reach out, and we can tell you what that will look like for you specifically. So again, you could lose eligibility after we've already paid the aid out, and it would have to be returned to the campus. Pell recalculation will be completed on the Pell recalculation date for summer. Any classes added after that date cannot be considered for grant funds, but we still can offer you loan funds. SAP, satisfactory academic progress, is a requirement every semester, and summer is included. If you're on a SAP warning or a current SAP academic plan, or nearing your unit limits, if you've gotten any kind of warning that you're getting close to SAP or not meeting SAP, your aid for summer will be on hold until spring grades are finalized, so that we can determine your SAP status and move forward from there. Again, if you're not meeting SAP, you can appeal it just like you can any other semester, and we will request that from you automatically. Next slide. So here's our contact information. Please follow our Instagram on social media. Our student workers run that Instagram page and keep it very up to date. And the things they post are relative to what's going on at the moment. So there will be a lot of summer financial aid information coming up. You can also find us on Facebook. Then on the right-hand side, you have our direct contact information, our phone number, our email address, as well as the website. Just a note, when you're emailing us, and really any campus department, please include your CSUB ID number so we can take a look at your account and get you the most accurate, personalized answer responsible. All right, thank you.
Thank you so much, Kimber. Appreciate that. Our next speaker is going to be Kayla from Student Financial Services. Kayla?
Hello, I'm Kayla Dalton, and I work over here in Student Financial Services. Our department is responsible for all of the billing and receivables when it comes to tuition and mandatory fees. So our department places those fees on your student account, and then we are responsible for collecting those fees as well. Next slide. And then so I just wanted to point out a couple of things that will come your way when it comes to summer term as it relates to our department. First would be the student financial responsibility agreement, and that's an agreement that you will have to read and accept prior to being able to register for summer courses. Those are being put on student accounts today. So if you log into your My CSUB this evening or tomorrow morning, on your to-do list, you will see a student financial responsibility agreement. And there will be a corresponding hold that's on your account for that as well. So once you read through that agreement, you accept all of the terms and finish, that hold will automatically come off. And you'll be able to register for courses at that time. And that's an agreement that you will have to read and accept on an annual basis. And so like I was just explaining, we are responsible for the billing and receivables, all mandatory tuition and fees as it relates to student accounts. Unfortunately, for the summer term, just because it is so short, we do not offer any payment plans. All of our payment plans are 3 payment plans for fall and spring. And as I'm sure you're aware, the summer is 6 to 10 weeks. So there just isn't time to spread those payments out over the student account. Payment is always due 4 days before the term starts, which is generally the Thursday before the term starts. Sometimes the term starts on a Monday, and in those cases, tuition would be due on Friday. So tuition for the summer term, and of course, I'm drawing a blank on what the date is, and I don't have my notes right in front of me. So the term, I believe, starts on the 28th. So tuition will be due on May 24th. And that is for all 3 sessions. Tuition will all be due for all 3 sessions prior to the first day of the summer term starting. However, like Jennifer noted in her presentation, you do have until the day before the term starts to drop courses and be eligible for a full reversal of fees and a refund for any fees that you may have paid. So even though tuition for the third session is due May 24th, you still have until July 7th to drop that course. And if you do drop that course by July 7th, you would be refunded any fees that you had paid out for that. Which brings me to refunding and Bank Mobile. So SFS is responsible for refunding any credits that are owed to the students based on out-of-pocket overpayments. Maybe you paid too much or you dropped courses and were only charged in the lower tier tuition. Our department refunds those credits to you. We also will refund you any excess financial aid awards that you receive. So if your fees, for example, are $4,000, you receive $5,000 in grants and scholarships, our department would be responsible for refunding the additional $1,000 to you because that aid is first going to apply to all of your outstanding charges. And on my next slide, I have some more information on, or I'm sorry, it'll be the slide after this. It'll be more information on refunding and how to actually receive your refunds from us. So this slide is just showing you tuition and fees for the summer term. So you'll notice there are 2 tiers for each level. So there's a 0 to 6 units and a 6.1 and over for undergraduate teaching, teacher credential and graduate students. Doctoral students are at 1 cost across the board. The mandatory fees, which are those ASB fees, health facility fees, service, IRA, all of those fees are discounted 40%. For the summer term, so they are a little bit lower. However, we are not able to discount tuition. I'm sure you're aware. So the only additional fees you would see in addition to these on your student account after you're registered is if you are a non-California resident student, you are also going to see additional non-resident fees of $396 per unit in addition to the mandatory fees. So if you are, say, a full-time undergrad student and your mandatory fees are $3,457 and you're in a 4-unit class, on top of that $3,457, you're looking at an additional $1,584. So just be aware of that. There was one more thing the only other additional fees that you would see on your student account is if you are registered for a course that has a materials fee. We see those a lot in science related majors, are things like that. There will be materials fees, $5, $10, $15. So if you are registered in a course that has a materials fee, you will see those posted to your student account as well. Next slide. And this is information on refunding. So we work with a third-party service called Bank Mobile. If any of you attended BC, I'm sure you're already familiar with it. You would log into your My CSUB to sign up for Bank Mobile, and there you're going to select your preference on how you want to receive your refunds. So you can select a paper check or a direct deposit to an existing account, or if you have a Vibe checking account set up with Bank Mobile, you can have it submitted there as well. So you would log into your My CSUB, and under the finances section, you click on manage your refunds, and then from there, it kind of walks you through signing up for those different options. We process refunds every Monday. So if you elected to receive a direct deposit into a bank account, generally you have those the next day. At the latest, it would be 2 days later. If you elect to receive a paper check, those are generally mailed out by the end of the week in which the refund was issued. So if we issued you a refund this Monday, your preferences check, that's going to go out by this Friday to the address that we have on file. Really important, even if you're not expecting a refund, to go ahead and go in here and set up your preference, because you really never know. We run into it quite often. Next slide. And that's it. This is our direct phone number to our office, our email address, and our website. And we're happy to answer any questions that you guys might have.
Thank you so much, Kayla. Appreciate that. We have had a lot of great questions already put into the Q&A. So students, please, if you have questions, put them in there, and we're going to review some of the questions that we've already received. But everyone has also given you their contact information, so make sure that you wrote that down, and I'm sure I can tell you that again. And we'll start the Q&A section. So looking at a few of the answered questions, one of the first questions that we received was, what are the class cancellations? So class cancellations are, if a class is low enrolled by the dates I previously stated, then the course may be canceled. So it is very important that you guys register for whatever course that you're interested in taking. And of course, if it has to be canceled, you will be notified of that. Another question we had was clarification. The unit GPA requirement is based on your CSU B GPA, not your overall, correct? And yes, you are correct. It is based on your CSU B GPA. A question that we received was, what is considered full-time for grad students? And Kimber answered that. It is 6 units or more. Full-time for summer is 12 units for undergrads and credential students. We had another question. What is the total cost of attendance for the summer term? And Kayla, I'm going to let you handle that one, please.
Yeah, so it depends on how many units you're registered in and whether or not you're an undergrad or graduate student or teaching credential. So for example, I'll just tell you, for undergraduate, if you're in 0 to 6 units, you're looking at $2,251 plus any materials fees you may have or non-resident tuition fees. If you are not a resident of the state of California. If you are over 6 units, you're looking at about $3,457. But again, those can all be found on the Student Financial Services website. So if you are a credential or graduate student, please pull that up and look at those numbers.
Thank you, Kayla. We received another question. I graduated last semester and I'm planning to take prerequisite course for the credential program. Do I have to register on April 8th or 20th? It's actually April 22nd. And the reason why students who are not continuing students have to wait until April 22nd is to, of course, give those students who are currently enrolled working on their degree the opportunity to register for courses first before we allow either those who are returning or new to campus or students who are from other campuses who want to take classes at CSUB. We have a question. Sorry, I'm a little confused about how to register for summer classes. In order to register, we need to email the instructor for approval, and what's that next step? That sounds like you're actually a possible new student or someone who is not a continuing CSUB student. And if that case, you will be doing it through extended education and through our open university. If you'd like, you may email me directly and we can discuss that. I will put my email in there. It is jpatino@csub.edu, but I'll also put it in the answer. Another question we had is, what about if we take online courses through BC? Would we have to contact them and then enroll through them? Well, yes. If you're going to take a class at BC, you would contact BC. Any more questions? We'd love to answer them. Okay, students, I'm not seeing any more questions in the Q&A. We're going to give it just a couple more minutes, 2 more minutes. We did receive one. If we get 3/4 of the aid for 9 units, can we still request Cal Grant? And Kimber's actually answering that.
Hi, if you are a current Cal Grant student, yes, you can still request Cal Grant for the summer. Just keep in mind that does count towards your usage limit for Cal Grant. If you're a Cal Grant recipient, what I would highly recommend is wait to see when you get awarded if you've received the state university grant. If you've received a state university grant, take that and save your Cal Grant for the upcoming fall semester would be my advice.
Thank you, Kimber. All right, one more minute. I know you guys have questions. We're here to answer them for you. When will we know if we get the university grant, Kimber?
Once you see your award for summer, take a look on it, and if you've been awarded, it'll be on there, it'll say state university grant, and it'll be offered to you again at the full-time amount.
Is there a place we can see the classes on offer for summer? Yes, just like in every other term, if you go to class search, change your term to summer 2024, and you'll be able to see which courses are being offered from the different departments and disciplines. Would the process of enrolling for summer classes be done during the sessions? I'm not quite sure what you're asking there. Could you provide a little bit more clarity? You're welcome, Jack. Anonymous, you asked, what is the process? Or would the process of enrolling for summer classes be done during the sessions? Can you expand on that, please? Okay, well, I'm going to give you my email address one more time. It is the letter J, my last name Patino, P as in Paul, A as in Apple, T as in Tom, I as in Independent, N as in Nancy, O as optimistic, at csub.edu. Are all the courses currently available summer the only ones, or will there be more added? We're very hopeful that there will be more added, but I believe what we have now, which is over 120 courses, may be set. You're more than welcome to keep checking but we have instructed campus to let them know that all classes need to be in before your registration date of April 8th. Anonymous, you said during sessions 1, 2, and 3, during May, I believe. I'm assuming you're asking if you can enroll for classes in a different term than what you're currently in. So yes, if you're enrolled in session 1 or the first 5-week session and you decide to take a class in the last 5-week session, then yes, you may enroll a little bit later on. All right. Thank you all so much for being here today. I know Kayla and Kimber and I are very thankful to have this opportunity to speak with you and answer some of the questions that you've had. If you need to get a hold of us, if you have further questions, please always check our summer website first, which is summer.csub.edu, or you can shoot an email to summer@csub.edu. Or Kimber and Kayla both gave you their contact information for Student Financial Services and for Office of Financial Aid and Scholarships. Again, thank you so much for your time. We look forward to seeing you in the summer, and always remember, runners up. Have a great day.